Hey Google, is the firmament a real thing?
On the website Reuters.com, they say, false. A video provides no evidence that the Earth is under a dome or firmament. Publicly available information shows that spacecraft have not encountered any dome when leaving or re-entering Earth's atmosphere, and the 1959
Antarctic Treaty did not make Antarctica off limits to visitors.
So what's the problem? Well, among other things, we are messing with their food chain.
And we have got to do something about it. We suggest a ban on all marine harvesting.
And we say you cannot freely and privately explore Antarctica without pre-approval and permits, right? Or you will be stopped.
That's a lie. Silly Billy. We all know that's a lie. It's okay.
Anything below the 60th south parallel is referred to as the Antarctic Treaty Area. What does that mean? That means I'm generally not allowed within hundreds of miles of Antarctica, from approximately 400 to 900 miles, without obtaining a permit to do so. This is the first form you'll have to submit to get approved to travel to Antarctica. In summary, Antarctica is treated as a giant natural reserve. All activities and pathways in Antarctica must be approved. Entire swaths of land are entirely off limits to all travel. No motorized equipment is allowed at all for non-governmental personnel. Do not use aircraft, vessels, small boats, or other means of transport in ways that disturb wildlife either at sea or on land. What about sled dogs? Surely they'll be allowed. What's that? Sled dogs aren't even allowed? Also, tread extremely lightly, as walking on plants in Antarctica is prohibited. And don't think that the Antarctic Treaty System isn't concerned with how we store our fuel. Here's where you can learn about what permit is required if you wanted to dispose of your poop on your 6,800-mile journey if you don't want to carry it. CFR Part 8 Environmental Impact Assessment costs from $250,000 to $2 million.
What's really crazy, if you guys really wanted to show people that the Earth was a globe, what you would do is stop lying about stuff like Antarctica, right? Where you can literally prove that you have to get permits. You cannot privately and freely explore there. You can't just go down there and start exploring. That's literally a lie to claim that you can. And then to pretend that we say you can't go down there at all when, like, I have family members that have been there. We're planning a trip to go next year. We know you can go on a approved guided tour, but you have to get a permit to explore. I know this because I've pursued them. I know for a fact that you cannot freely and privately explore. So, like, whenever a person that's not used to the subject hears you guys have to misrepresent things like that, they're like, dang, maybe I should think about flat Earth, right? That's what they think. So it's like, ironically, you're helping us when you do that.
Is this really surprising?
No.
You think you can just go walk down into an active volcano? You can go to Yellowstone Park and just walk anywhere, can you? Yeah, they never put restrictions on any dangerous places. You're right. They never put restrictions on dangerous places.
You brought up a federal national park, which is hilarious and non sequitur and non-analogous to an entire continent that would specifically show us what the Earth actually is. Also create incredibly efficient routes to southern places. But this is what's super funny. No, I don't find it surprising that there's a permit there. What I find surprising is that the people that defend the globe in 2024 still have to lie about the fact that you cannot go there and freely explore without a permit. That is hella weird and sus, bro. And now it just makes tons of flat earthers because they can go read. You can go to Flat Earth Wiki page about a True Earth Wiki page about Antarctica, and it has every single permit, every single resource, every single downloadable PDF straight from the government's websites that prove that Devin is wrong and that he's blatantly wrong. So I would suggest kindly that you guys probably stop lying about stuff like that because you're making more flat earthers. I think it's weird. Actually, just look at, Jaren, can we look at Antarctica from space?
Which one of these is the real picture of Antarctica?
Just go to the top. Like, this is not flat earthers typing in cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you type in Antarctica from space.
That's what I typed in. Here, we should show that, I guess.
That is what they show you.
This up here.
Cool.
Just like this.
How is that cool? That's pathetic, bro. They're cartoons.
I don't know if they're cartoons, but
what do you mean? Come on, dude. Come on.
Listen.
Make sure you can see them. Maybe you can't see them.
I put it on the whole screen. There's no way he can't. He has to see.
I will say every flat Earth map I've seen looks like a real cartoon, like a kid's cartoon. These don't look like that, but a lot of them look like they are computer generated imagery.
I'm fine with that.
Well, why don't we have real ones?
We do.
Where are they?
Okay, when you type in real picture of Antarctica from space, you don't get them.
That's okay.
And why is it?
Oh
I
my
can show you the South Pole and the North Pole.
You not
of
think
Saturn.
anything's weird about the fact that the satellites don't go over the assumed North Pole or South Pole? That there's no actual imagery from space satellites of the North and South Pole, but then they show us the North and South Pole of Jupiter. You don't think that it's weird that we just get cartoons
of Antarctica?
No, when they spend billions of dollars on geostationary satellites,
It's to do something.
What a
Why do you-
recurring theme. That's such a coincidence that things just decide to go way slower in the South. Like, well,
why do you accept those sailboat races but not the ones around Antarctica?
We do accept them. Do you know what the record? Here, how about this? So the boat that did the Vendée Globe got the record for going around or whatever. Ended up going
Not or whatever. There is no going around Antarctica on your model. There's no such thing.
What do you mean? So you don't know? So those guys, they tell you they're going around Antarctica. How do you know that?
Well, I'm just asking you why you accept sailboats in the South for certain things that you like, but you don't accept the ones
What
that
don't I
are
not?
like
What don't I
being
not
going around
accept?
Antarctica.
You're claiming I don't accept something. What don't I accept?
That people circumnavigate around Antarctica. with
Yes,
their
they
sailboats.
circumnavigate the Earth. Yes.
No, they go around Antarctica like this. They don't
Correct.
just go around a perimeter of a circle.
What would be the difference?
Distance.
Yeah, and we're giving you evidence. Listen, use your ears and listen. I know you're not listening. You haven't listened to anything we've said the whole time. Really. You haven't. You just sat there with a little grin on your face. But listen. So
to be fair, it's because you assume that we're wrong.
Yeah, that's what you're not, and it's not even like we're at least open to hearing you out. We want to hear, evidence that's against us. You don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
You just
publicly
move on to
say
the
the
next.
Earth is flat, bro. Like, come on.
You just go on to the next subject. But let me explain. So those boats that go around, they do their whole little trip. They get back. They do the calculations, and they come out that they were doing 4 knots. Okay, 4 knots for the world record of going around the southern hemisphere. When the boat, go look up the boat does 35 knots. Guess what? There's a current that goes west to east of 2 knots. So how is it that boats magically slow down to 4 knots? And it'd be like me telling you I broke the world record for driving a car. Be like, really? How fast did you go? Be like 45 miles per hour. You'd be like, what are you talking about? Cars go way faster than that. I go, well, they didn't in my race. My race, I won at 44 miles per hour.
But wait, look, here's the world record in the north. It's going 220, and you're like, no, but dude, I set the world record in the south. It's 45.
Right.
All I can
so weird.
Hey guys, all I
so
can
weird.
say is that the Drake Passage is one of the most difficult places to go through, and I'm sure that slows you down. That's all I can
Right.
say.
So an average of 4
Can you
knots.
not at least admit that's kind of, isn't that, do you see what we're saying though? Like in our paradigm, the south is way bigger, right? And what a coincidence that the world record of the boats is way faster in the north than in the south, but it would make sense if they assume a globe, so they assume a symmetrical distance in corresponding northern and southern latitudes, right? And so then they do their little race, they assume that distance, and they're taking way longer to do it, and they're like, what's going on? That must mean we're going way slower. Or they're actually going fast, just like the boats always do, but they're going further than they think they are. And so they assume the shorter distance of the globe, and they get a shorter.
And we only
smaller
believe this
speed.
because there's an accumulation of evidence like this, the undersea cables. Why is it that the undersea cables do not cross the Southern Ocean? Look at like here. Why don't we get oops, where's my mouse showing? Here. So what could happen is if we took this and bent it, you obviously know how to do that. I saw you with your images. You know how to bend it into a flat earth map, right? Take like one of these maps and bend it into a flat earth map. Well, if you did that, you wouldn't break any of the undersea cables. They'd all stay attached. So there's no cables, no cruises. The planes go way too slow. All those things are you just like it. It's okay with you. Just to ask you one thing. Just remember what you do about evolution. The evolution is a very designed, systematic, top-down. Are the people lying that are involved in it? No, I don't think that the teachers are lying, right? They're teaching what they were taught to teach. Well, it's the same thing. And both things call into question the idea of a creator. First of all, I don't even know how you can be a heliocentrist and a Bible believer, because what did God make the rest of the planets and galaxies for? He just waste of time, waste of space. Think about it. The Earth, which is all that matters to God, is 0.0000000000001% of the universe. And I left out 25 zeros. So you believe that. He just made the rest of it for why?
Yeah, I think geocentrism may really end up resonating with you. You may realize that evolution and all this requires the Big Bang, it requires the huge universe, it requires the crazy distances in time, and that the evidence of it is that it looks like we're in the center, but it's an illusion. That's the top level astrophysics explanation for why the Earth is not in the center, is that it looks like it is, but that it's an illusion. And
can't
because
prove
they're
it.
scared of the creator. I don't think you are, so I just hope that if you are shown that, pray about it or whatever, but if you're shown that the earth is in fact in the center, like just accept it. That's like an incredibly beautiful thing. Our earth is super special and unique. It's not random and meaningless and all this nonsense they teach children.
Are you a young earther?
Like random.
Do you believe the earth is young?
That's a lie.
Young earth or old earth?
But I'm not trying to like preach on you, bro. I'm just saying like,
geocentrism.
What do you preach to your parishioners, that the earth is young or old?
I am currently young Earth, but I'm looking into old Earth, and it's making some sense to me. So I'm in between right now.
Look into the great unconformity. No mainstream geologist is going to tell you. I just helped you. The great unconformity is like up to 1.7 billion missing layers of sedimentary rock that's supposed to be in their old Earth geology, just completely missing. The layers aren't the way they're supposed to be, and they have no explanation for it. The great unconformity, it's across the whole Earth, and then there are other areas with extreme ones. It can't be old, like they said, but it has to be for their other beliefs. So it's like it's kind of like their religion. Like it's like the religion of scientists. The reason I'm such a strong believer is I'm like, dude, how does the scriptures keep standing tall in the face of all of these quote unquote scientists for all these years? I mean, that's insane. They get to go back and rewrite their creation account. Oh, never mind, the Big Bang had an infotime or whatever. But no, the Bible just stands right here. It said what it said. It's not changing it. So anyway,
I agree.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Is the firmament a real thing?
The 1959 Antarctic Treaty did not make Antarctica off limits to visitors.